everyone, welcome to Transit 101. We usually hold these as in-person events here at the Transit Center every few months. Unfortunately, due to the current circumstances, we've had to move this training to online. So you will be able to virtually get your Transit 101 training. My name is Alexandra Sokolic. I am the Outreach and Marketing Coordinator with Freedom Transit. I will be covering the shared ride and fixed route bus service available to you in Washington County.
And I'm Rhonda Craig, and I am the Outreach Specialist for Commute Info. And I'm going to give you a brief overview of the Commute Info program and how those alternative commuting options may be available to you if you do not reside on a Freedom bus line.
And we do have our contact information available for you, so please feel free to reach out to us if you have any further questions after viewing this training. Also, if you would like a hard copy or a PDF file of the presentation sent to you, again, please feel free to reach out and we'd be able to send that over. So without further ado, we present our Transit 101 training. Now we'll cover the transportation options offered by Freedom Transit, the public transit provider in Washington County. We have two different services available to you. The first is shared ride service, which is a pre-scheduled door-to-door transportation for eligible riders. And the other transportation option we have is fixed route bus service, where the bus moves along a set route. It will not deviate, and you would have to be at a bus stop to catch the bus. First transportation program that I'll be talking about is the shared ride service. This operates in Washington County, as well as 5 miles into surrounding counties. And we do operate medical trips into downtown Pittsburgh, Oakland, and Uniontown. This is shared ride in nature, which means you will most likely be riding with others, where someone may be getting on or off the vehicle before or after you. You must be registered for a shared ride program before scheduling your trips, and each program has its own application. The trip may take longer than if you were driving yourself, and it is offered as door-to-door, where we pick you up at your doorstep and take you to the doorstep of your destination. Drivers are able to offer an arm when getting onto the vehicle, but they may not offer lifting assistance. You can be registered for multiple programs, such as if you were registered for the ADA Complementary Paratransit service, as well as the Rural Transportation Program for persons with disabilities. The fare for your shared ride trip will depend on the miles traveled to your destination from your pickup point by the most direct route. You will not be charged for total miles traveled while in the vehicle, as you may travel a few extra miles to pick up and drop off other passengers. Riders who are not eligible for a program and choose to use the service as general public would have to pay the full fare rate. This rate is what it costs us to operate the service. Our first shared ride program is the Senior Shared Ride. Riders who are 65 years of age or older are eligible for this program. You can use the service for medical and non-medical purposes. If you're using the service to go to a medical location, such as prescription pickup, doctor's appointment, or receiving treatment, you have a 7.5% copay of the full fare price. If you need to schedule a trip that is a non-medical purpose, such as going grocery shopping, going to your hairdresser, or yes, even going to the casino, it's a 15% copay. There's another aspect to this program where if you're 60 years of age or older, you do get free trips to your local senior center or adult daycare facility provided by Southwestern PA Area Agency on Aging. Our next shared ride program is the Rural Transportation for Persons with Disabilities. Eligibility for this program is anyone 18 to 64 years of age with a qualifying disability. A portion of the application process for this program needs to be filled out by a physician, and there is a 15% copay due at the time of pickup for this program. The Medical Assistance Transportation Program is available for anyone who has a current and valid medical assistance card. We are required to provide the least costly, most appropriate mode of transportation for each individual. The 3 different modes of transportation under this program include private car reimbursement, fixed route bus service, and door-to-door transportation. The private car reimbursement is available for anyone who has a ride to their medical appointment or prescription pickup but wants to get reimbursed for that trip. We reimburse for mileage, tolls, and parking that are encountered for this trip. The second mode is for the fixed route bus service, where we would send bus tickets to anyone that lives within 1/4 mile of the bus service. You would need to request the bus tickets at least 3 days in advance, and we would mail them out to you. The third mode of transportation is the door-to-door pickup, where we would send one of our paratransit vehicles to pick you up at your doorstep and take you to your medical appointment. ADA complimentary paratransit service is available to those who live within 3/4 mile of a local fixed route. The eligibility is based on the inability to use a fixed route bus. The presence of a disability itself does not qualify one for the program. All trips are $2.55 and must lie within 3/4 mile of the local fixed route. Our Veterans Van Transportation Program provides ambulatory veterans with complimentary paratransit service to Pittsburgh VA medical centers. On certain days of the week and at certain pickup locations, your community would be serviced with this program. One example of this would be the pickup location of Washington VFW for Washington residents on Tuesdays and Thursdays. All trips depart at approximately 6:30 in the morning and return at 3 p.m. unless everyone has finished with their appointments beforehand. If you are unable to meet at the designated pickup location, you will need a verification form to be filled out by a qualified source stating your inability to get to the pickup location. Each shared ride program has its own application. Applications are available on our website at freedom-transit.org. You can give us a call at 724-223-8747 to talk to a customer service representative to find out which program would be best for you. We will then mail out the application to you, where you can complete it at your own convenience. You can also pick up an application at the Transit Center in downtown Washington. All riders must be registered for a shared ride program before scheduling a trip, and riders may be registered for multiple programs depending on their eligibility. Once you have registered for a shared ride program, you can start to schedule your trips. Customer service representatives are available Monday through Friday from 7:30 in the morning until 5 p.m. You can give us a call at 724-223-8747, and the customer service rep will ask for your name, where you're going to be picked up, where your destination is, what day you need the trip for, and at what time you want to be at the destination. Once all of this information has been collected, the customer service rep will generate a 30-minute pickup window in which time you can expect the vehicle to arrive. Trips can be scheduled up to 14 days in advance, but you do need to schedule your trip at least one business day in advance. All trips need to be scheduled by noon the previous day. For trips on Mondays, you need to call by 1 p.m. on the previous Friday. For riders who choose to use cash for their shared ride trips, you can pay the driver at the time of pickup, but you would need exact change. All other trips can be paid for with the Freedom Flex e-wallet system, where you would preload funds into your shared ride account to pay for your trips. This is now available for all shared ride riders, and a $10 minimum fund would need to be loaded to start your account. The account is secure and can only be used by you for your shared ride trips. You're able to load funds into your account using cash or credit card, and funds can be loaded by anyone, including yourself, friends, or family members. Shared ride service is not available on Sundays, as well as Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day, and New Year's Day. All of the vehicles that we use for shared ride trips are wheelchair accessible. If you're using the service to get to a medical appointment and you're unsure of what time you're going to finish, simply request a will call return trip. Will call return means that you'll give us a call after your appointment finishes to let us know that you're ready for a pickup. We will then alert one of our drivers in the area to let them know that you're ready to be picked up. A will call return trip may take up to 60 minutes to complete. And lastly, if you need assistance while on board one of the vehicles, you can tell us that an aide will be accompanying you. An aide is somebody who can provide assistance to you while on board the vehicle, and they are free of charge. Now that we've covered shared ride service, we'll move on to fixed route. Fixed route service is where the bus moves along a set route. It will not deviate from the route, and you would need to be somewhere along the route or at a bus stop to catch the bus.
Freedom Transit's bus routes service the Washington and Canonsburg areas and extend into downtown Pittsburgh, McDonald, and Monongahela. Children 11 and younger ride free, and seniors 65 and older receive free bus fares on fixed route service. Conveniently use the Token Transit app to pay for your bus fare. Connect cards also available in downtown Pittsburgh or at the Washington Transit Center. Freedom Transit, connecting people who live, work, learn, and play in Washington County and surrounding areas by providing high-quality, accessible public transportation services.
Our first bus route is the Local A, which operates Mondays through Fridays and services a lot of the residential areas within Washington community. Some of the stops along the Local A include Washington Hospital, Thomas Campbell Apartments, Maple Terrace Apartments, Washington High School and Middle School, Shop and Save, Washington Park, Bellmead Apartments, Washington Senior Center, and Triple Headquarters. The Local A is broken down into 3 different extensions that run from different points, all starting at Washington Transit Center. The first extension of the Local A runs from Washington Transit Center to the hospital, stops at Thomas Campbell Apartments, moves along Jefferson Avenue and stops at Northgate Westgate Apartments, and then to Maple Terrace Apartments, and then comes back into Washington using Jefferson Avenue, stopping at the high school and back to the Transit Center. The second extension of the Local A runs from the Transit Center to Citizens Library, moves along East Maiden Street, and goes to Washington Park, and then comes back into Washington using East Maiden Street and Main Street in Washington. The third extension of the Local A runs from the Transit Center to Shop and Save, moves along Jefferson Avenue onto West Maiden Street and stops at Triple, as well as the Senior Center, and then turns on to South Main Street to service Bellmead Apartments at the top of the hill. It then turns back around to come back into Washington and continues along West Maiden Street, Jefferson Avenue, and back to the Transit Center. The Local B route operates Mondays through Fridays and supplements the Local A by stopping at a lot of the shopping, dining, employment, and education locations within Washington. In one direction, the Local B goes from the Transit Center, moves along West Chestnut Street, and stops at Century Plaza Apartments and Crown Center Mall, and then comes back to the Transit Center. In the other direction, the Local B will leave from the Transit Center, move to W&J Campus, and then go to a lot of the shopping locations such as the Old Mill, Trinity Point and Walmart, Oak Springs Plaza, including Penn Commercial, as well as the Old Washington Mall and Strabane Square. The Local B operates 8 runs each weekday. The Local Saturday route operates on Saturdays and combines the weekday Local A and Local B schedules into one timetable to provide Saturday service to Washington community members. The Local Saturday has the same stops as the Local A and Local B, including popular locations like Trinity Point Walmart, the Old Mill, Strabane Square, Crown Center Mall, Maple Terrace Apartments, Thomas Campbell Apartments, Washington Park, Bellmead Apartments, and Shop and Save in Washington. The County Line A route operates Monday through Friday and services the communities of Washington, Meadowlands, Houston, Canonsburg, Muse, and McDonald. The County Line A operates 3 runs in each direction each weekday. In Washington, some of the popular stops include Tanger Outlets and the Meadows Casino, as well as the PA Trolley Museum and the Washington County Fairgrounds. Within Canonsburg, the route stops at the Senior Center, some senior high-rises, and Shop and Save. In McDonald, the route stops at Havelock Commons and Giant Eagle, as well as a few other locations. One of the popular stops along this route now includes Walmart, which is serviced twice each day on the County Line A to help the Canonsburg and McDonald residents get to their favorite shopping location. The County Line B route operates Monday through Friday and services many different communities where we've broken up the route into 2 different segments. The first segment of the County Line B includes Washington, Houston, and Canonsburg locations. This route services some of the same stops along the County Line A, So we recommend to our Houston and Canonsburg riders to look at both schedules before making their plans to use the service. Some of the popular stops on the County Line B Canonsburg extension route include Trinity Point Walmart, Tanger Outlets and the Meadows Casino, and Shop and Save in Canonsburg. As mentioned in the previous slide, the County Line B route operates in many different communities within our county. The County Line B Mon Valley extension starts in Monongahela and works its way through Finleyville, McMurray, Peters Township, along Route 19 to Racetrack Road locations and into downtown Washington. The County Line B Mon Valley extension runs in both directions 2 times each weekday. Some of the stops along the County Line B include Tanger Outlets and the Meadows Casino, many different employment, shopping, and dining locations along Route 19, goes through Main Street in Finleyville, and at Monongahela Manor in Monongahela. This route is really there to help our Mon Valley residents connect with new employment opportunities within the Washington area, as well as the government offices within our county. The Pittsburgh Metro route operates 10 runs in each direction each weekday and services the communities of Washington, Houston, and Canonsburg before continuing on into downtown Pittsburgh. Some of the stops in Washington include the Transit Center, Jessup Place Park and Ride, Bow Street Park and Ride, and Trinity Point. In Houston and Canonsburg, the bus moves along Pike Street and continues on into South Point Park and Ride. Once the bus gets to downtown Pittsburgh, there are 4 stops, including Gateway Center, Boulevard of the Allies, Smithfield Street, and the East Busway. For the outbound runs, the bus moves in the opposite direction through downtown Pittsburgh, back to South Point Park and Ride, into Canonsburg and Houston, and then back to Washington Transit Center. The Metro Saturday route operates 3 runs in each direction on Saturdays and services the communities of Washington, Houston, Canonsburg, moves along Route 19, and continues to South Hills Village T Station. Some of the stops along this route include Trinity Point Walmart, which gives Houston and Canonsburg residents a way to get to, again, their favorite shopping location on Saturdays. It also includes stops along Racetrack Road, including Tanger Outlets and the Meadows Casino. It then, again, moves along Route 19 and continues to the South Hills Village T Station, where you can connect with the Port Authority T that will take you into downtown Pittsburgh. Some of our fixed route buses connect with regional transit agencies such as Mid-Mon Valley Transit Authority, Gray Line, and Port Authority at specific locations. Using the County Line B Mon Valley extension route, we connect with Mid-Mon at Monongahela Manor in Monongahela. This is a prime spot for Mid-Mon riders to connect with the County Line B Freedom Transit bus to come to Washington. We also connect with Gray Line at the Bow Street Park and Ride in Washington using many of our fixed route buses. The Gray Line route extends from Morgantown, West Virginia through Washington at Bow Street Park and Ride and then continues on to Pittsburgh International Airport. Of course, with Port Authority, we connect with a lot of their service in downtown Pittsburgh using our weekday Pittsburgh Metro bus. On Saturdays, we also connect with their T station at the South Hills Village T stop using the Saturday Metro bus.
Bus schedules may look intimidating, but once you know how the timetable works, they're easy to read. Our bus schedules are set up with the stop times reading down. Let's try reading the local B schedule with one of the most popular stops on the route, Trinity Point and Walmart. First, choose the location that you will be getting on the bus. We'll start at East Chestnut Street Transit Center. Next, move across the row to the time that you plan on leaving for your destination. We'll catch the 10:10 a.m. bus. After you find your departure time, move down the column until you reach the row that reads where you want to get off the bus. We will arrive at Trinity Point Walmart at 10:29 a.m. Now let's plan our return trip back to East Chestnut Street Transit Center from Walmart. First, find Trinity Point Walmart on the schedule. We were dropped off by the local B bus at 10:29 a.m. on Run 5. So the next time that the bus arrives at Walmart will be the 12:04 p.m. time. From the 12:04 time, move down the column until you come to East Chestnut Street Transit Center. we will arrive at the transit center at 12:33 p.m. Another way to plan your commute on public transit is by using the Google Maps Transit feature. With this, you can enter in your starting point and destination, and Google Maps will generate the bus and stop times needed to complete your trip. First, click on the bus icon in Google Maps. Next, enter in your starting point, and where you would like to go. The navigation tool will then show you which bus to take, how long the trip will be, and the next time that the bus is available for your trip. If you click on the bus route, an in-depth step-by-step direction guide for the trip will appear. You can also click on the map to view the exact route.
There are 3 park and ride lots along our fixed route bus service, including Jessup Place Park and Ride and Bow Street Park and Ride in Washington, and South Point Park and Ride in Canonsburg. All 3 of these locations are prime spots for riders with private vehicles to park their car and board the bus. All 3 park and ride lots are accessible with the Pittsburgh Metro route, making it an easy commute to get into downtown Pittsburgh from Washington County. Almost all of our bus stops also have a bus stop sign, and some bus stops do have bus shelters. Our fixed route service is broken down into 3 zones, with Zone 1 being Racetrack Road and Washington locations. Zone 2 includes Racetrack Road and all other communities that are along a fixed route bus service in Washington County. This includes Houston, Canonsburg, Muse, McDonald, Peters Township, McMurray, Finleyville, and Monongahela. And Zone 3 includes Allegheny County locations with downtown Pittsburgh and the South Hills. Your fare amount will depend on which zone or zones you're traveling through. If you're staying within one zone, your fare would be $1.50 for a one-way trip. If you're traveling between Zone 1 and 2, your fare would be $2.50. If you're traveling between Zones 2 and 3, which would be Canonsburg, Muse, McDonald, or another Washington County location that is not Washington, into downtown Pittsburgh or vice versa, your fare would be $3.50. And if you're traveling between Zones 1 and 3, which would be Washington locations, into downtown Pittsburgh or vice versa, your fare is $5 for a one-way trip. Half fare cards are available for eligible riders, and transfers are free when you're transferring to a bus within the same zone. If you're transferring to a bus that's out of your zone that you've completed a trip for, you would have to pay the up value. We offer 2 cash-free fare payment methods for fixed route service, including the Connect card and the Token Transit smartphone app. On the Token Transit app, you can purchase, download, and redeem digital Freedom Transit bus passes right on your phone. You would simply select which zone or zones you will be traveling through and what type of pass you would like to purchase. We offer a single-use pass, a 10-trip, 31-trip, or monthly pass option. When you're ready to board the bus, you would click the Start My Ride button and show the driver your phone screen, which shows that you paid your fare using the Token Transit app. On the Connect card, you can download either Freedom Transit bus passes or load stored cash value onto your card. With the stored cash value, this can be used on any participating transit agency, including Freedom Transit or Port Authority. With the Freedom Transit bus passes, you have the option of either a 10-trip or a 31-trip ticket. Half fare cards are available for eligible riders to use on fixed route service. Seniors who are 65 years of age or older receive free fares when they apply for a senior transit ID card, with the application being made available at Washington Transit Center. Children 11 and younger, when accompanied by an adult rider, ride for free on fixed route service. The exact cash fare is required as the driver does not carry any change while on board the vehicle. If you're a frequent rider of the transit system, you can subscribe to our rider text message alert system. This will alert you to any detours or delays along your route, as well as any weather advisories that may impact service. You would text your route keyword to the number 555-888. For Pittsburgh Metro riders, your keyword is Metro Pitt. For local riders, you would text the keyword Local Wash. And for county line riders, your keyword is County. You can also find rider alerts on our Facebook and Twitter pages. Washington Transit Center is the common stop for all of our fixed route service. It's located at 50 East Chestnut Street in downtown Washington, and the Transit Center is open Monday through Friday from 7:30 in the morning until 5 p.m. There's a waiting area and restrooms available for riders. We also have schedules and shared ride information available to anyone who comes into the Transit Center. You can also find information on our services available on our website at www.freedom-transit.org, as well as on our social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Another great resource available for you if you're interested in public transit is our YouTube channel, which has a video on how to read a bus schedule. If you have any other questions, or if you would like a hard copy of this presentation, please feel free to reach out to me.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Transit 101. My name is Rhonda Craig, and today I'm going to give you a brief overview of the Commute Info program and how commuting options can expand opportunities to your clients, residents, students, and employees to those daily activities such as going to work or going to college. In order to talk about the Commute Info program, I first got to start with the Southwestern Pennsylvania Commission, known as the SPC. That is where the Commute Info program is housed. The SPC directs the state and federal transportation funding for a 10-county region, which is depicted in the map above. Also, the SPC is the Metropolitan Planning Organization for the 10-county region. So the Commute Info program is housed under the SPC. The Commute Info program is a customer-focused resource center. So at Commute Info, we help coordinate the region's van pooling and carpooling program, but we promote all modes of transportation. Our goal at Commute Info is for those who live, work, or attend college in the 10-county region to try to share their ride going to work or school. And this could be in the form of taking the bus, van pooling, carpooling, biking, or walking. We promote all modes of transportation. Commute Info not only helps individuals, but we can also help you as an organization. Whether you are a private business or a public organization, we can help you. We offer the regional ride matching platform free of charge. Also, we offer technical assistance in the form of a heat map. A heat map will show you where your employees reside in relation to each other and what commuting options may work best for them, whether it be van pooling, carpooling, biking, or even the public transit. Also, the Commute Info staff will come in and we'll do sign-up rallies. We'll hold workshops. We'll hold lunch and learns. We also offer monthly commuting reporting specifically to your organization. This can show us how your employees are commuting to work, whether it's working or not working, and how we can build a better commuting program internally. This is just naming a few ways in what Commute Info can do for you as an employer or an organization, but we are open to however we can help you. Again, at Commute Info, we promote all modes of transportation, whether it's public transit, van pooling, carpooling, biking, or walking. The first transportation option, and also an option that is generated on a commuting option report from Commute Info, is public transit. The map to the left shows the 10-county region that Commute Info covers, and 9 counties out of the 10 have a public transit agency. Greene County is the only county that does not have a public transit agency, but just a shared ride. Also, 7 of the public transportation agencies provide direct trips to downtown Pittsburgh. So if you're working with those job seekers or clients that are looking to get to downtown Pittsburgh, public transit may be an available option to them. Also, public transit may be the most flexible and cost-effective ways to get to the end destination. Remember, if you're working with clients or job seekers, have them register with Commute Info, and we can provide them a commuting option report. Next, I would like to talk about rental ride-sharing options for groups of 5 to 15 people commuting on a regular basis to work or college. Ride-sharing options could be an SUV, a minivan, or a full-size van. Also, Commute Info offers a federal subsidy to groups based on the size of the vehicle. Everyone commuting in the ride-sharing vehicle are all on a volunteer basis. There are no paid drivers. The rental of the vehicle includes rent, insurance, and maintenance on the vehicle. Everyone in the group shares the cost of that commute. For this to be cost effective, we like to see groups traveling 15 miles or greater one way. The next ride-sharing option I would like to share with you is carpooling. Carpooling is different than the previous slide that we talked about where we're renting those vehicles. Carpooling is using your own personal or private vehicle in order to commute to work or school. Groups usually consist of 2 or more people commuting together, again, to go to work or school. The cost is shared amongst the group of riders. This could be co-workers, family, or friends. And if you're currently carpooling, please register with the Commute Info program. There are benefits to being a carpooler with the Commute Info program that I will talk about in a minute. Our Bike Now program is more of a mentoring program where we can pair you up with a bike buddy that may be able to help you find the best route to work or school, or maybe locating a bike locker. Commute Info continues to help support poolers in various ways. We have a cost calculator located on our website that gives you a great snapshot on how much your commuting to work or school actually costs you. We also will help fill your seats in your carpool or van pool. Say that maybe one of your poolers have got another job and moved elsewhere. We can help fill that seat. Also, we have an emergency ride home program. You're a registered carpool or van pool and find yourself sick at work and need a ride home. This program allows you to get yourself home, whether you Uber, call a taxi, etc., in order to get yourself home. You're allowed 4 rides a year or $100, whichever comes first. Think of the Commute Info's website as a google.com for commuting. We have a full inventory of park and rides. Park and rides are a great resource for maybe finding public transit, also where carpools and van pools meet. Also, safety is a #1 priority at Commute Info, so you will find safety tips and also a safety training program. So the next step for all those interested participants they need to do is go to commuteinfo.org and register. Registration's quick and easy, and they will be giving us a little information about themselves, such as their name, their home and their work address, their shift time, and their email address. Once we get that information, we put it in our database and we generate a report. And that report is usually sent out within 72 hours via their email. Each report is user defined, so your report doesn't look like my report and my report doesn't look like your report. This commuting option report shows all of the commuters that are making a similar trip at a similar time as you would. And then once you receive this report in your email, then it's up to you to go ahead and reach out to those participants that are making a similar trip as you would be. Lastly, we ask you to help get the word out about the Commute Info program. We at Commute Info can help in multiple ways. We can generate a heat map for your organization or business and showing those traveling behaviors. We are always looking for events, whether it be indoor or outdoor. We can come in and we can help with lunch and learns, workshops, sign-up rallies. We can also help you hold a commuting challenge. So please help us get the word out. Thank you so much for giving me your time today with Transportation 101. All of my contact information is listed below. Together, we can make a difference.